Welcome to another True Crime Tarot. I've got the investigation deck on the table, and yeah, we're back on the JE list. A couple of months ago, I actually did a reading about the files, right? And we could probably say in quotation files now, according to Pam Bondi, or the release this week, that there isn't any. Okay. Well, I'm not too sure exactly what they're talking about there, because I do know that when you go back on the Alan, the one that did time, that yeah, he's a lawyer anyway, and he's actually spoken up. Even Blind actually mentioned something about it. Now, of course, we're talking about Virginia's testimony and her list, and maybe that's the kind of list that they're talking about. It's all confusing because everyone has actually said there are definitely files there. Pam Bondi has confirmed that there's files, but now they're changing the terminology about the list. If Trump said something weird just recently about, he never goes away kind of thing. While we're talking about him, don't look here anymore. This just reeks of something. I mean, in my opinion, some sort of cover up. Biden never released it, and Trump never released anything. So why? Why? Yeah, I know. I can hear you all. Depending on what side you are, left or right, they're both on some, evidence that they've been in contact, especially with Clinton and whatever. I know that. So when I was doing the reading, I said, well, don't worry about that, because Virginia actually was an unstable witness when it came to certain things. That was proven, and that's how come Alan ended up getting off, because she may have confused the person. So it's not saying that things weren't happening, it's just saying that it wasn't that person, right? And this is probably the list that they're talking about. Because of that, it's like it doesn't matter at the end of the day, because we've already seen his black book. We've already seen things like that. Things like that have already been released. I mean, that was released before this presidency took over. So I actually said, let's just do the video, right? Forget that. Let's just see the video, right? Well, this week, be careful what you wish for, right? Be careful what you ask, because we've got a video. We got a video, and it started from basically the last time he was seen alive, right? And it's like, okay, he's actually to himself, that's it. Now I'll put up, the camera in the actual section wasn't working, of course. So, straight away people are going, so what I'll do is I'll put up on the screen where the camera is and whereabouts the officers are sitting, so you can get the idea of what the view is that I'm going to put on the screen next. So not really a lot happening, there were some people coming and going and whatever, but not really a lot of things happening until what time was that? 11:23. And then all of a sudden, right up the top, right, you see editing tools. Those editing tools stayed on the video, right, until that minute that was missing. And then there was no more. Now, people are saying there's not a lot in a minute. Well, if you count from 1 to 60 and add "and" in between, that is long enough for someone to come in and come out, right? Absolutely long enough for someone to come in and come out. So I'm just going to do a little investigation myself, like I had to on the Diddy files, to find out just what is going on. Investigation deck. Right, dark web, all recorded. Yeah, exactly. So this is what I've asked for. Let's see something. Let's see some sort of recording. Don't worry about the files. Don't worry about the list. You know, just because someone's on the list doesn't mean that they've done anything, right? Let's find out with the recordings, and this is exactly what has happened. Are we going to see any more videos? Are we going to see any more recordings? I mean, we don't want to see the videos of the disgusting things that have happened, especially what Pam Bondi said. No one would want to see that. But, you know, let's just see some sort of evidence, right, of other people involved. Temperance, life in a balance. Absolutely. All right, magician, dark ritual. Some sort of trickster happening here. Judgment. Oh, good Lord. Look at this. Tarot wants to talk. We've got tarot come through. Major arcanas come through. A harsh sentence. Judgment. And no too much want to talk. I have a feeling he was probably going to talk. I really do. So just on this first line, we could probably pinpoint, and I will say allegedly, of course, entertainment purposes only, we could probably pinpoint where that editing tool came through. That's basically when it happened, allegedly, right? Some magician came in to manifest the situation, and I would say that he was going to talk. It looks like he was going to talk. So they had to do something, and it does appear that it's recorded. That is something that I've always suspected. From the get-go, before I even started reading on this, I always expected this. We got confirmation again with tarot here. He's mixing, he's, knows so much want to talk, right? He's doing discussions. I mean, we've seen this happen in Australia, but it was pretty obvious. It wasn't secret, and, you know, the videos weren't cut or anything like that. But we have seen this when someone, you know, a kingpin, a mobster, whatever, decides he's going to start talking to lessen his own, you know, sentence, then they're not here anymore. Life in balance, harsh sentence, judgment. He was absolutely looking for some sort of second chance here with the authorities. Absolutely. A web of lies. DV, well, we know that. That's horrific. Absolutely horrific. We know the stuff that's happening. We also know that there are certain people, especially the young ones, the young girls that have gone missing. Absolutely. Allegedly entertainment purposes only, but there's been a lot of reports about, you know, well, the reason why he was in transportation, right? Whole web of lies here. Whole web of lies. This has probably got a lot to do from the get-go, where he kept pleading the fifth, he kept, and that's all that was ever going to happen, I think. Lovers, relationship. So there's Maxwell, right? Absolutely, Maxwell was well and truly involved, allegedly entertainment purposes only. I think this is something that Bondi has confirmed, and that would also answer the reason why she's still inside. Because, you know, you got people saying, oh, they're all exonerated, and, you know, if there's no files or no list, well, there are files. Bondi did say there was files, but it was a list. So, you know, not to confuse files, right? If it was as simple as what some people are claiming, then she'd be out now, and she'd probably hit Trump for a pardon. So, no. There was definitely people involved well and truly here. Two people, lovers, yes, absolutely. And resilience, slow process. Wow, absolutely. Person of interest, and D, alcohol or some sort of horrible Yeah, ritual kind of thing, which you're actually seeing in the magician side of things as well. So this is dark. This is very, very dark. What's actually been happening, I'm sure that's got a lot to do with all the videos, because that's what we're reading on. Like I said, forget any of the lists, forget any of the files. We've already seen that. We've seen the flight logs. We've seen that. What I've asked for and what what I think people should see are legit videos, even if they're just like walking in, because you don't want to see other things, it's just horrible. There is absolutely some sort of person of interest here. This is alcohol or illicit substances. I wonder if this is VG. She was a person of interest because, well, she's not on the planet anymore, and she's one of three, I believe, that we know of, probably more. Yeah, exactly. Mask, not true face. Ringmaster, organise. Undercover. And kept in the dark. Well, we're absolutely kept in the dark, aren't we? There's accomplish or had help. So we already know that Maxwell is well and truly there, and I don't think she's going to get released anytime soon. So because of all the evidence that teamed up against her, allegedly, as well as what the cards are saying, there's certain things, and she's not saying anything. She's just doing her time, and that's it. But it does appear that someone was undercover, and their mask is not their true face. Now, this could be the conspiracy side of things, where they believe that he was swapped. It wasn't the person that was ruled out. I don't know about that. The previous reading did say that he's actually not on, or on this plane kind of thing. I'm not getting energies that he is here, but I do get energies that he was the ringmaster. He was undercover of a ringmaster and an organization, and it does not surprise me at all. We are going a lot higher. I mean, he had to get the money from somewhere, right? And they're like JP Morgan and Deutsche Bank or something like that. I mean, he had to get the money from somewhere, right? Exactly. So let's just keep going. I think these are the ones that are being protected, but I could be wrong. Vehicle moved, chariot, speaking the truth. This is cutting through the barriers and speaking the truth, and this is what we want to know. Stalker being watched, 2 crimes connected, rumors behind your back, and dark intentions or motives. So we're not going to get any better going into this horrible, horrible person, this monster. We're definitely seeing 2 crimes connected here. Absolutely. Not just of what's happening and what he's done, and according to Pam Bondi, what he's downloaded as well, but how he did it, where he did it, just horrific, absolutely horrific. He was actually being watched, and this is probably someone within his camp. I would say that will come from the ringmaster and the organizer. Maybe he overstepped his boundaries, a bit like Diddy trying to take on BlackRock or something like that. Overstepped his boundaries, and all of a sudden it's like, right, that's it, we're done here. We're not doing what you've been doing anymore. They do get complicit. There's a lot of substance abuse kind of thing here that actually has come through. Too many dark intentions and some sort of motive. Lots and lots of things happening behind his back, and he had to be moved out of the circle. Basically, he had to be moved. People have also asked about Maxwell and the association with the father. It's a little bit too hard to read on, especially for YouTube. The thing is that there was suspicion about his passing as well, like he couldn't swim, right? This is Maxwell's father. And we know he was allegedly a spy, right? He was also introduced his favourite daughter, Maxwell, again, to JE. We could probably connect the dots pretty closely there without being tagged and being in trouble with YouTube. I think it's an insult that they put that editing tool on for a couple of minutes and then literally stop that whole minute. I think that's insulting. I think they would have been best off not putting anything up. As for files, as for lists, I think the list they're talking about is probably from Virginia, and she was proven in court that she was an unstable witness. So there's not much they could do about that. They can't, if it's already been proven in court and she's unstable, that's why she never got called to testify with Maxine, right? Because Maxwell, because it just would have been thrown out. I think it's all related. The whole lot's related. We've already seen the black book. We've already seen the flight logs, and now we've seen a video that was edited with a whole minute missing as well. Could they insult us anymore? Ask them for a friend. Okay. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.